my dear students, welcome to my SST class. Today we will start a new chapter from the history, and that is chapter 8, Devotional Paths to the Divine. So, what we will learn in this chapter? We are going to discuss, highlight the major religious ideas and practices that began during this period, understand how Kabir challenged former religions, illustrate how traditions preserved in text and oral traditions are used in reconstruct history. Today we will learn about the Supreme God, rebirth and reincarnation, the belief that people who have died can live again in a different body, and last of all, Bhakti Tradition. So let's start with the first topic for today's class, and that is the idea of a Supreme God. Before the emergence of large kingdoms, different groups worshipped different gods. Means before the 7th century, Buddhist, Jain and other faiths in the Indian subcontinent believed that all are equal and all have the right to live and to become free. But as kingdoms grew into empires, the idea that all living things pass through cycles of birth, rebirth and karma became widely accepted. One of the beliefs that developed from 7th century onwards was that human beings are not equal, not even at birth, and social privilege are those. You know what is the meaning of privilege? Privilege means advantages. So, and social privileges are for those who are born in a higher caste. Many learned texts dealt with the ideas of social privilege that came from the birth in a noble family or higher caste. But the fact is that many people didn't believe in this idea and turned to Buddhism or Jainism, where the path to salvation means the act of saving or protecting from harm, risk, loss or destruction, etc., lay through personal efforts. I am going to repeat, many people didn't believe in this idea and turned to Buddhism or Jainism, where the path to salvation lay through personal efforts. According to this teaching, it was possible to break the cycle of rebirth through personal efforts. There are some who endorse the idea of a Supreme God, where salvation means nirvana, moksha, freedom from birth and death, could be achieved through devotion to one God, means bhakti. And this is obviously came from, or we can say, the advised in the Bhagavad Gita. Let's move to the next topic for today's class, and that is Navaras and Alvaraz. Between the 7th and 9th centuries, there was an emergence of new religious movement led by Navaras, saints devoted to Shiva, and Alvaraz, saints devoted to Vishnu, who came from all castes, including those considered untouchables, such as the Pulayar and Panarsh. They detested the Buddhists and Jains and preached that love for Shiva and Vishnu was the path of salvation. They believed in the ideas of love and heroism from the Sangam literature and mixed them with the values of bhakti. Navaras and Alvaraz wandered from place to place and composed unique poems and music in praise of their deities. Deities means the idols. Between the 10th and 12th centuries, the Chola and Pandya kings built splendid temples around the shrine visited by these saint poets. This helped in the strengthen the link between the Bhakti traditions and temple worship. The hagiographics or the religious biographies of the Alvaraz and Navaras were also composed, and even today they are the sources of history for modern researchers. So my dear children, that's enough for today's class. We will meet in our next class with new topics. Till now, bye and happy learning.